Okay, so today we're gonna make a simple fast food game. So this will be just for the beginners. So if you have never touched Unreal Engine or just want a simple as project, this is just for you. So we have a window where we're gonna serve the customers. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we are going to do is go to content and create a new folder called Discord and double click on it, and we are going to go to blueprint class and make an actor. Why we are making actor? Because we want to make the day and night cycle or the shift cycle. Let's call this PP shift manager. Of course you can actually go and create it in level blueprints, but we're gonna make a better approach. So this will be super simple. So go to event graph. So when the game begins, or this begin play, we're gonna have a little delay of 1 second. We are gonna have a variable, so let's create a variable called day. So we can track what day it is. So let's just plug that in, and it's going to be first one. Then we can do a custom event called start or shift start. So this will be when the shift starts or the day starts. Of course you can create a function. I usually do custom events because I like them better. So we're gonna do shift start after this delay and setting that. We're gonna create another variable. This will be customer served. So we're gonna track how many customers did we actually serve. When we start 0. Let's create another variable. This will be customer amount. So this is how many customers we're gonna actually generate when the day starts. So it can be 5, it can be 1. So you're just gonna do a random integer in the range. So there's a minimum, that's gonna be 1, a maximum like 5. So it's pretty simple. And now we want to actually spawn them in. So to do that, we have to create the AI itself. So let's go to blueprint class once again. This time we're not gonna do an actor, we're gonna do a character, because a character is a type of pawn that includes abilities to walk around. We want that. So we're gonna call this PP customer. Select the mesh and let's have it as a simple mani. This, let's have it animation. So if you spawn it in, it's gonna look like this. So we're gonna go to event graph and do a simple thing called AI move to. So spawn will be self, and the target will be an actual variable. So promote that into a variable target actor. This should move to that position. What we need to do is instance editable, expose it on spawn, this target actor. And if you go back to shift manager, right here when where we do the customers, we're gonna do for loop, plug the last index inside this customer amount, and spawn actors from class. And this will be our customers. And that should be target actor now. And that should be not so, but promoted into a variable called counter. Okay, so that's done. Except we need the spawn actor where we're gonna spawn it. So we're gonna create another variable called spawn point. So this will be an actor. So it's an actor. So we get the spawn point, get world location, or get location, actor location, and plug that in. Or you can actually split it and then plug it in. That would be better. Spawn point will be instance editable, exposed on spawn, such as the counter. So now if you have this shift in the world, it can be anywhere. There should be 2 default variables. So the counter will be an actor, so we're gonna go to quick add, search for actor. So it's an empty actor, and it's going to go here. So you can rename it as, for example, counter. and have another one, so duplicate that and have this as spawn. So now if we click the shift manager, you can press this pick actor from scene, counter, spawn point will be this actor. So if we play, bam, as you can see they actually spawned in. If we play again, there's 4 now. If we play again, 3. So that's how it can spawn. But as you can see, it doesn't actually move to anywhere, although we have this inside. So yeah, if we spawn in, you can see they are not moving. So to make them move, we need go to quick add, nav mesh, bounds volume, and make it as big as your map or the area you want the AI to move. So basically this nav mesh, what it does, it allows you or allows AI to move around. So if you press P while selecting, all the green square or all the green area is where the AI actually can move. That is the path basically. That's the pathfinder or whatever you call it. So it's pretty cool. Of course you can adjust it like here, like a brush and so on. You can press P again, press P, and it should disappear. So if we play, they are still not moving. You may wonder why. We have to go to shift manager, and from right here where we spawn it, we need spawn default controller. So if you play now, I think they're not gonna do it. So I have to go to BP customer, self, search for nav mesh, nav. Here, use acceleration for paths, right under nav movement properties. You have to check that. So you play. Okay, so why it's not moving? Because we are doing this AI move too fast. So we need a delay of a second. Sometimes that happens and I'm kind of annoyed with that. So if they spawn, they should run to the counter and try to get to the counter. Of course you can probably add some sort of delay when spawning them, so they don't spawn so much and they spawn just a little bit. What we can do with this is not do a for loop, but I mean it's not that bad, but if you want so it's not that bad. So what we can do is create a timer. So we could do create timer or timer by event or something like that, and have a custom event. Yeah. This is, for example, timer to spawn or something, and he will have it like that. Promote the return into a handler. This is what we call a handler. Right here you can set a time. For example, every 1 second. You have to loop it. So now when this is running, every 1 second it's going to run this function. It's good. It's good. One thing, it doesn't know how many times you have to spawn it. So we're gonna have a branch. So when it's false, it's gonna spawn. So if the customer served, or sorry, customer's amount equals, now we just create a variable called index, or you can call spawned amount, let's call that probably spawned amount, or current spawned amount, it's quite up to you. And we basically add 1 right here, so we do increment. Increment is just adds 1 and sets it. So if this spawned amount equals the customer's amount, okay, we're gonna get the handler, clear, and invalidate. And then I always do it like this, unset it. So this is unsetting it. So it stopped the timer right here. So we can comment this stops timer, and this one spawns a customer and adds 1 to spawned customer. So now that basically means how many customers we have. This just checks if we have well, the random customers that we generated. So this is random customers each shift. Okay, so if we play now, there's 1, 2, 3, and they perfectly go in line. So we play again. There's 1, play again. And there's should be 5. Of course, as you can see, they kind of clamps up, but that's okay, that's okay. Don't mind that, don't mind that. Okay, so now we have to actually serve them, so interact with them. What is the fun part, I think. So what we're going to do is go to our first person, right here, and we are gonna create a small inventory. Super duper small, just simple shit. This will be held order. Just like this. So we're gonna create an enumeration. So go to content, core, go to blueprints and enumeration. That is basically a list of things. So we're gonna call this order type, and let's have, for example, burger. Let's have nuggets, and let's have what else? Like fries. Fries. So fries. Fuck yeah. So now we can have this variable as the order type. So now we have burgers, chicken nuggets, and so we're gonna have 1 key. So this is 2 key. So every time we press like 1 or 2, it's gonna switch around. So and 3 key. Okay, so this will be, for example, a burger. So nuggets and fries. So as we can see, so we can actually see something. I'm gonna do a print string for each one. So that means if we play, if we press 1, burgers, nuggets, and fries. Perfect. So now we're gonna do E key as interaction. So this will be a simple interaction. You probably have seen it 20 million times. We're gonna have a macro called m interact or a line trace. And right here, we are going to have sphere trace by channel. Why we're using a sphere trace, not a line trace? Because it's easier to hit an object using a sphere trace. We're gonna get camera manager, get world location, or get actor location, add that to the start, get forward vector, then multiply that by a float and set it to 300. If you're using a third person, a little bit bigger, but 300 for first person is okay. And then we just add the actor's location with the multiplication, and that's then radius goes into the input. What else? Return value. This means if you hit something or did not out hit, let's break that. And let's plug the hit actor into the output. So now we can get this. Radius will be 5. And now we're gonna do an interface. I like to explain the interfaces as drug dealers. So you're a drug dealer, right? And you want to sell it, but you cannot sell it because you didn't learn marketing in school, right? So what you do is hire someone that does the selling. So you give the drug, give the white stuff to the seller, and it sells. That is what we are going to do. So we are going to create an interface, blueprints interface. This will be our seller. So this will be BPI interaction, and it will have one function called I try serve or try sell, you know, trying to sell something. is going to have an input of order type. So what type of white powder are we selling, you know? This will be E type. Or other type. Okay. So now from the heat actor we can just call this try to serve, plug in our held item. And if you go to add begin play after the delay, we're gonna randomize the order. So we have to create another variable called e order, because the AI will just choose random orders, you know. So we need order. So we get this. Oh, first actually we get or do random integer in range. This is how you do a random enumeration, because you cannot do just random like this. It just doesn't work. So as we have, how many orders do we have? We have 3 orders, so we're gonna do from 1 to 2. Then we are gonna make a literal int, then a bit, a byte, no, byte, like this. And then we can just set the order and plug this in, like this. So this is how you randomly get an enumeration order, just like that. It just chooses a random order using an integer and then basically selecting. So then we can go to class settings and add this interaction, the BPI interaction. Double click on it right here, and does this, or technically does the order equals to our inventory chosen thingy. What the hell? Such not match. The fuck you mean? Maybe make a literal byte? I'm not sure. I'm really confused why this doesn't go into there, but it should. I promise it should. Anyways, yeah, after it's true, we can do play sound. We're gonna do destroy actor and create a new variable called shift manager and locate BP shift manager, just like this. So we're gonna get it and create a function. So we have to go to shift manager, where is it? Come back. I'm gonna create a custom event in here, and this will be served completed. So it's gonna do, it's going to get the customer served, add 1 to it, then we're gonna check customer served equals to the amount, then we're gonna get the day. So if it's true, okay, have a little delay. Right here you can add a widget, start shift. So once again it's going to do this loop. Okay, so now we can go back to the customers, get the shift manager and do served completed. Yes. Now one problem, we don't have a reference to it, so it doesn't know what the fuck is this. So we're gonna have instance editable, expose it on spawn, go back right here where we spawn it, refresh it, and shift manager self. So now it knows itself. So if you play, hopefully it's going to work. It doesn't work. Okay. Oh, you have to press E. So we have to go to customer, go to self, collision. There should be collision preset, custom collision, traces, block. That's it, visibility block. So if we play, false nuggets, okay, it works. Fries, false burger, nuggets. Bam! And we are serving customers. What we can do is, of course, add widgets to this so you can actually see what day it is. Okay, one more thing that you have to do so it doesn't break. Right here where we serve completed, you have to add spawn amount to 0 after we added 1 day. And that should be about it. Yeah, so that's basically it. We have a mini burger place or McDonald's. Fuck yeah.